Google My Business versus Google Ads. What's the difference? Is there any difference? What can they actually do for your business? Well, they're both equally important business tools. Google My Business, as you'll know from this channel, is perfect for your small local business. Google Ads is just as important and can give you a real big kickstart if you've just started a business. But the two are separate tools that can work together and has caused quite a lot of confusion in the past. So if you're serious about growing your business, then you need to understand the differences and the strengths of these two Google tools. So in this video, I'm going to give you a bit of an overview as to what Google Ads are and what Google My Business is and the reasons why they're both useful together. I'll also give you why Google Ads could be a good option for your business. And I'll also give you a reason why Google My Business would be a good option for your business. So we'll look at the reasons why you may choose to go with one or with both. So let's just take a quick overview first of all of Google Ads. So when was Google Ads first put together? Well, it was known as Google AdWords, and it was in the year 2000 that Google released that. So unlike Google My Business, Google Ads is a paid-for advertising platform. It's a standalone, it's nothing to do with Google My Business. It's just that in more recent years, since the year 2000, they've updated it and they've started integrating it into other Google tools. And the idea of Google Ads is just to attract interest across all of Google's platforms. So whether you're using Google Maps, whether you're using Google My Business, the Google search engine results pages, or even on YouTube, Google Ads can make your business appear either in a local area or based on a particular district, or it could just be a certain type of keyword that you're aiming for. And by putting all those things together, you can decide on what you pay, how much you pay, what budget you have set aside for your advertising, and where it appears on Google's various tools. But what about Google My Business? Well, if Google Ads started off as AdWords in 2000 and they're separate, then you can imagine the journey of Google My Business is quite different. Google My Business is a bit of an evolution of a few tools that Google's released. In effect, Google in 2004 released Google Local, in 2005 Google Maps, in 2009 Google Places, and eventually putting all these things together in 2014, so quite recently, Google My Business was released. Now, unlike Google Ads, Google My Business is a free advertising marketing platform. And so it has some strengths on the basis that it doesn't require any costs whatsoever. And if you optimize your Google My Business listing correctly, you also can appear where those adverts appear, at the top of Google Maps and at the top of Google search engine listings. And that's why people choose Google My Business, because it's a free platform that can give you the same rewards as Google Ads. The difference is you don't pay for it, but the difference is with Google Ads is it does guarantee you the top spot or the spot that you've paid for. Now, the most interesting thing is that recently you can link the two together. So think of the power you can have of advertising your local business through Google My Business. As we can see here, you just click on the ads part, it then takes you through to Google Ads, and eventually you can then set up a campaign that can be shown your Google My Business listing to various areas and various listings. You can choose what areas they are, you can choose how the campaign works, and you can also choose whether you pay for calls or whether you pay for other forms of being listed. But one of the biggest things that people don't realise, and the reason why it often doesn't work for people, is because they're using different login details when they go to Google Ads and when they go to Google My Business. So if you've got a Gmail account that you use for your Google My Business, then you want your ads to be the same Gmail account when you log in. So if you've got more than one account of either of these, you need to check that the Gmail account you're using is identical on both. And that's why sometimes the two don't talk with each other. So what types of things does Google Ads actually do? Well, as you can see here, you can appear on the search engine at the top. You can appear for keywords when they're typed in. You can appear also on Google Maps when certain keywords are typed in. You can also appear on Google My Business listings in general. And you can just enable this through the Google My Business backend, or you can go into Google Ads and create a new campaign and then make sure it's set on a local basis. So two ways really to do the same thing, either through Google Ads or through Google My Business. So why doesn't every business use Google My Business and Google Ads together? Well, there's a reason for that, because Google Ads doesn't tend to work for certain types of businesses. So how do you know whether your business is ideal for Google Ads? Well, basically the best way to find out is, are people already paying for ads for your particular products and services? So a simple way that I would do that is I'd go to SEMRUSH. I'll put a link in the description down below so you can go to that tool. You can use it as a trial there as well. And if you go to SEMRUSH and just type in your product or your keyword, so in my case it'd be web design, and I'm just looking to see what's the volume. Is there traffic? Are people paying to see those keywords? Are they using those keywords? If people are paying for it, what type of payments are they paying? And there's plenty of other tools as well that can tell you what per click or per thousand people are paying. Now, if there is a volume, it's highly likely that it's competitive. And if it's competitive, it means people are paying for adverts. And you might think that's a bad thing because it means they've got to pay more to beat those other adverts. But on the other hand, it means that people are paying for the adverts because they know they get an ROI, a return on their investment. And that's what you're looking for. If your business with using Google Ads can't give a return on that type of investment, then it's probably not worth you using. Whereas if people are getting a great return on investment for certain keywords, then you need to consider whether Google Ads is right for your business. And of course, with SEMRUSH, it has an ad history as well. So you can see over the last 12 months how they've been, how competitive that keyword's been with Google Ads and how many campaigns have been run for it as well. Really useful tool, just to give you an idea as to whether it's worth going for or not. But of course, there are plenty of times when Google My Business is the right option. In fact, Google My Business is a bit more universal because every business, whether you're on the high street or whether you're a service, needs to be registered on Google My Business because it's free, it's easy to do, it guarantees to bring in some traffic. But what you really want to do is, can you get the same type of traffic as if you were paying for Google Ads? And the answer is yes, you can. In fact, you can get an incredible amount of traffic if you can get in the top 3 of Google Maps. And that is doable if you know what you're doing when you're optimizing your listing for Google My Business. And once you get that traffic in, it's not too difficult to maintain. So that's why I've put together a series of 30 days worth of videos that are going to jam-pack the various optimization tricks that I use on Google My Business listings. But the question is are you prepared to visit for 30 days and apply those things that you learn in a 10-minute video each day? I got the inspiration from Joe Wicks, where he did a 30-day workout, and the idea was to get your body toned by the end of the 30 days. Well, as you can see, I didn't last it. But will you last this Google My Business training session that I'm doing? There's the challenge for you. 30 days of impacting your Google My Business listing and improving it, toning it up. And in fact, we call it Boost My Business. And by the end of the 30 days, your Google My Business listing will be in a great shape. You would have optimized all the things you need to optimize, but it can give you a huge boost in traffic. 30 days where I look at 30 tools, 30 optimization areas in Google My Business listings. So obviously, if you don't want to miss that, then you do need to make sure you subscribe on the icon that will appear below in a moment. But meanwhile, the algorithm of YouTube will pick a video that is available until the 1st of September, and that will appear here. I'll see you there.